So this is a tool that I use with myself, individual clients, as well as teams. And the thinking behind the timeline tool is to look at a timeline for the last couple of months, even to a year, and to reflect on what was positive for you and your team on the one side, and on the other side was what is negative, what didn't really work out for you and your team. So this is quite a nice tool, and I'm just going to show you the basics around how I use the tool with teams, because it's important to reflect on what happened in the past so you can see what caused certain things to happen and how that informs you going forward into your next couple of months or the next year that you're looking at. So first of all, on the top, we look at the positives. We look at the things that happened that were actually successful. And these could be around a number of things. The first thing that you look at is obviously you may have reached your target. That's one positive aspect. The second one could be, well, your people. There could have been something around people that actually worked out for you. The other one could be something around your clients, something that was positive. You could have got more clients. You could have had a better relationship with your client. So these are the positive things around what could have happened in the last couple of months. On the bottom side of the timeline, we would typically put what didn't work out that well. And it could be similar to the top, but let's put things like production, okay? Cost, very relevant. And also maybe something like people as well. So there could have been one or two people that you didn't have a good experience with. So these are the typical things that you would have on your timeline. And what you want to do now, once you've listed, and I've put down here 3 above the line and 3 below the line, but you can put much more if you think it's positive. But I would recommend to focus on the major issues that happened during the year. So if you look at each one of these 3 on the top, and let's start with the positives. The question I always ask a team is, well, what caused it to be positive? What were the things that you did? What were the actions you took and the behaviors that you and your team took that stood out, that actually made this possible? And a team would obviously identify a number of things that they did, or a number of behaviors, or something maybe even that they stopped doing that actually helped them to reach their target, for instance. And that's important because what a lot of teams don't do is they do a lot of positive work to make things happen, but they don't replicate that. They don't capitalize on the behaviors and the actions to actually make that sustainable over a period of time. So the first thing you want to do is really just look at the positives, what caused the positives, and how can you make this sustainable over a period of time. That becomes very important, and that you can build into your action plan for the next couple of months. On the bottom side of the timeline, obviously we call this negatives, but what's important is what did we learn from these negatives? Now, what was the cause of the negative? Was it also something we didn't do, something we did do? Is it just a behavior? Is it a person? What actually resulted in the negative from happening? And once you establish what the cause of the negative is, you can ask yourself, well, how do we address this in future? And also, what did we learn from it? Is there something that you and your team maybe learned from this? Because I also find that a number of times teams tend to replicate the negatives. So they would make the same mistake on production, on cost, on people, etc., etc. And they only realize this when they look at a tool like this, because they start realizing, but maybe certain things that we've done, we do it all the time, but it doesn't actually work. So this is important to understand what you actually learned from it, not only individually, but also as a team. So now what do? So you got the positives, you got the negatives, you understand what the outcome is of this. The next thing is to take this into your action plan for the following year. So in the next video, I'm going to show you a typical action plan that I use that will help you also drive your performance going forward.